Hello students, how are you? These are the online classes to 10th class and also revision classes for the old students who are going to appear for 10th class exam. This is the first unit. The first unit heading is personality development. Personality development. That means behavior improvement. In this chapter, we learn three parts ABC. In ABC, attitude is altitude. In B part, every successful story is also a story of great failures. C. I will do it. In this class, we can discuss the A part, attitude is altitude. Here, some pictures I am showing. It is about personality development. Here, there are three persons. Now you are seeing two persons and third person also. The first person is Sudha Chandran. She is a reputed dancer. Second person is Stephen Hawking. He is a famous scientist. Third photograph is Helen Keller. She was popular teacher. There is a good quality. They are successful persons, but there is some default in all three persons. What is that deformity or disadvantage? They are handicapped persons. Sudha Chandran did not have left leg, and Stephen Hawking he has a paralysis of his body. Helen Keller was blind, mute, and dumb. Though, though they have these advantages, they became successful persons. How it was possible? It was possible that they have determination, dedication, and discipline to overcome their difficulties. This is the face sheet of this unit. Now we go to the lesson. It is attitude is altitude. What is meant by attitude? Attitude means behavior. What is meant by altitude? Altitude means better life, future life. If you have a good behavior, you will become a successful person or a good person. If you do not have good character, you will be in danger condition. In this lesson, we are going to learn about a disabled person named Nick. Now, I will read every stanza line by line. Then you can understand the summary of the lesson very easily. First, you have to close your eyes. Please close your eyes and think yourself you are a handicapped person. You do not have arms. You do not have legs. What about your life? You do not have chance to wash your body. You do not have the chance to wash your teeth. You do not walk to the bathroom or bedroom. These are the troubles of the disabled person. That idea is given in the first paragraph. Imagine having no arms to trust in the morning. In the morning means in the morning period we have some duties. There may be some itch in your body. శరీరం మీద ఏదైనా కొద్దిగా ఇబ్బందికరంగా ఉంటుంది. దెన్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్కార్చ్ దెమ్. దాన్ని కదపవలసి ఉంటుంది. దెన్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్ట్రెచ్ యువర్ బాడీ. వాట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రెచ్? స్ట్రెచ్ మీన్స్ ఎక్స్పాండ్, ఎక్స్టెండ్. In the morning, every person tries to expand his body. ఒళ్ళు విరుచుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నిస్తాడు. When you do not have arms, you are not able to stretch your body. In the same way, if there is a trouble in your stomach, you cannot pacify it. To allow you to wrap your arms around your loved ones. You cannot hug your parents or sisters and brothers. That is the main trouble. Imagine having no legs to kick pebbles down the street, to walk or run, to bicycle or skateboard or get you from point A to point B. Then imagine both at once, which is what Nick Vujicic had faced his whole life. For imaginary, we feel very trouble for 2 minutes, but whereas Nick has to face this trouble throughout his life. Now, you have to learn about his life. Have you heard something like this before? You cannot know this type of a story. Now we go through the life history. It is a biography. It is written by another person. Now I will read. Nick Vujicic was born with no arms and legs. Nick Vujicic or Vujicic అని కూడా పలకచ్చు. Nick Vujicic was born with no arms and legs. It is a disease. The baby will born without hands and legs. He does not let the details stop him. Though he did not have hands and legs, he did not fail. He tried to overcome the difficulty and became a successful person. Later, he became a motivator. The brave 26 years old who is mainly a torso. He is a torso. Torso means Mondamu. Without head, legs, and hands is called torso. But Nick was partially torso. He has head. Nick was a torso, but he plays football, golf, swims, and surfs despite having no limbs. Despite means in spite of. In spite of having no limbs, Nick plays football and golf and swims in the water and surfs in the surfs on the sea waves. How can it is possible? Now we go to the next paragraph. Nick has a small foot on his left hip. లెఫ్ట్ హిప్ ఎడమ తొడకు చిన్న పాదం ఒకటి అతుక్కోనుంది విచ్ హెల్ప్స్ హిమ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ హిస్ బాడీ అండ్ ఎనేబుల్స్ హిమ్ టు కిక్ ఎనీ స్టోన్ ఆర్ ఫుట్బాల్. హీ యూజెస్ one foot to type, write with a pen, and pick things up between his toes. He used that small foot for many uses. Nick has a small foot on his left hip. It helped him balance and able to kick the balls and football and stones. He used the small foot to type or write with a pen and pick up the things between his toes. So, the small foot helped him in many ways. That's why Nick joked his small foot as his chicken drumstick. He was born in Melbourne, Australia, but now lives in Los Angeles. By birth, he was Australian. Now, after becoming a great person, he was living in America, which is the place Los Angeles. I would be lost without it. Here, it is a good comment. Without the small foot, he would not get successful. That is the joke of Nick. He water sports are not Nick's only things. That means Nick played water sports. He also plays golf with a club tucked under his chin. Tucked means kept, keep, kept. He put the club means the stick of golf under his chin, and he is a huge fan of the English Premier League. Premier League is a volleyball, football, volleyball and basketball favorite person. Next paragraph. Here, the feelings of his parents is given. His parents decided not to send him to a special school. He was born as a torso. He cannot walk, he cannot write, but his parents wanted to send him in an ordinary school, not the special school, means an ordinary school. The decision was very troublesome to Nick in the beginning. Later, Later, he felt that it was the best decision they could have made for him. In the beginning, Nick thought that the decision of his parents was trouble to him because there was bullying and teasing of his friends and classmates. That is his idea. Later, he became a good person because that in studying in an ordinary school, he faced so many troubles and overcome them and became an independent person. When Nick was born, his father was so shocked that he left the hospital room to vomit. When his father saw the torso baby in the hospital, he ran away from the hospital to vomit. His distraught mother, distraught means anxious mother, could not bring herself to hold Nick under until he was 4 months old. His mother was also disturbed one. She could not took the baby in her hands for 4 months. After 4 months, she realized herself and took the baby. His disability came without any medical explanation. What is his disability? Disability. That means he has no legs and arms. What is the disability? Without legs and hands is called pocomolia. It is the disability of Nick. A rare occurrence called pocomolia. What is pocomolia? Pocomolia is a disease. When the person has this disease, he was born without legs and arms. Nick and his parents spent many years asking why this cruel trick would happen to them. His parents thought so many days why God punished them by giving a torso baby without hands and legs. His mother was a nurse. She did everything right during her pregnancy, but she still blamed herself, he said. His mother was a nurse. She nursed so many pregnant ladies and gave them healthy babies. But when the turn came to her, she took all precautions to give a healthy baby. But unfortunately, she did not give healthy baby. Her baby was a torso. So she blamed herself. It was so hard for them, but right from the start, they did their best to make me independent. Here, these words are spoken by Nick. Nick says his parents took all the actions to make him an independent person. Why? Why did Nick's parents took that strong decision to send him in an ordinary school? They wanted to make him an independent. That's why they joined him in an ordinary school. And they wanted to make him an independent person. For that, They put him in the water to learn swimming. That is the given in the next lines. My dad put me in the water at 18 months and gave the courage to learn how to swim. I also got really into football and skateboarding. I totally love the English Premier League. My father was a computer programmer and accountant, and he taught his son how to type with his toe at just 6 years old. His father was a computer programmer and accountant. In examination, you will get question: what was Nick's father? Nick's father was a computer programmer and accountant. What was Nick's mother? Nick's mother was a nurse. These 2 points are very important. You have to remind it. His father taught his son how to type with his toe. What is the toe on his small foot? Toe is a small finger. He used that small toe to type on the computer. It started when Nick was 6 years old. His mother invented a special plastic device that meant he could not hold a pen or pencil. Both parents were very helpful to him. They wanted to make him an independent person. That is the great quality of Nick's parents. These are the important points for Nick's parents. And there is another question. It may come in the examination. Write a conversation between Nick's mother and father about the birth of Nick. It is very important. In the ending, we can discuss it. We go through the lesson. Despite the risk of being bullied, despite means in spite of the risk of being bullied, his parents insisted them. Instead means ordered him. He's attending mainstream school. Insisted him, you must go to an ordinary school. It was the best decision they could have made for Nick. Later, achieved a degree in financial planning and real estate. The pressure of Nick's parents to make him an independent really Nick became an important person, motivated, a motivator, and a financial expert also. It was very hard in the beginning to Nick, but the same trust gave him independence to lead his life. Next paragraph. Nick, who was teased and bullied. Here, the trouble of the Nick is discussed. Nick was troubled by his friends. What did they do? His friends teased him and bullied him. So he felt very unhappy. His parents purchased him an electrical chair to move one place to another place. And also his parents appointed a team of helpers to help Nick in studies. I was deeply depressed when I was 8 years old. I went to my mom crying and told her I wanted to kill myself. When Nick was 80 years old, he was in great depression. So he wanted to make a suicide attempt. For that, he went to his mother and told his trouble that I want to make suicide, mom. I felt cold and bitter. He felt very, very unhappy. He hated God for making him as a torso. He was terrified of what would happen when his parents were not there to look after him. He always thinking about his future life. He thought if his parents were not in the presence, he would be in trouble. How many days they would live? One day or other they will die. When his parents died, what would happen to him? That was the main problem to Nick. I could brush my own teeth with a wall mounted brush. గోడకు ఒక చెక్క కొట్టి ఆ చెక్కకు టూత్ బ్రష్ పెట్టాడు. తన పళ్ళను అటు ఇటు తిప్పుతూ తోముకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నించాడు. He tried to become an independent person. He washed his own hair with pump action soap. The soap is also arranged on the to a pipe. The pipe will send soap water. With that, he washed his hair. But there was so much that was impossible to him. He tried to become an independent person. He did small works which are very easy one with his idea. At the age 10, Nick tried to drown himself in the bathroom, but luckily the attempt was unsuccessful. He wanted to die in the bathroom water, but fortunately his mother came to that place and rescued him. I felt there was no purpose when you lack purpose and strength. He thought, Mother, why did you stop my suicide attempt? Then man has to live and overcome his difficulties, his mother said. But Nick said, there is no purpose to live. The persons who were disabled persons. It is hard to hold on, he said, but with the help of his religion, friends, and family, Nick managed to pull through to become an international symbol of triumph over adversity. Adversity means bad luck. He he had bad luck. He had no hands and legs, but he tried his level best to become an independent person. He studied hard. His parents, his religious institutions, and some teachers helped him to become an independent person. Here we can know the determination and dedication and discipline of Nick. When Nick was 13, he read a newspaper. This is very, very important in the life of Nick. Here is the photograph. He was writing on the board by holding a pen with his mouth. When Nick was 13 years, he read a newspaper article about a disabled person. What was the article? The article was about a disabled person. Who read that newspaper? Nick read the newspaper. What was the specialty of the disabled person? The disabled person had managed to achieve great things and helped others. That article inspired Nick very much. Then Nick thought, I I was also a disabled person, but I am not able to help others. Now onwards, I will try to become a great person and I will achieve great things and help others. I realized why God had made us like this. Here, Nick realized this is the purpose of my life. Though I was a disabled person, I have to give hope to other disabled persons. The article was so inspirational to Nick that he decided to use his life to encourage other people and give them the courage that article had given to him. I decided to be thankful for what I do have, not get angry about what I do not. Here he took a decision. He always think about his abilities. He always happy what he has. He did not think about, he did not feel trouble what he does not have. He did not think about his legs and arms. He always think about his mind and his chicken drumstick. I looked at myself in the mirror and said, you know what the world is right that I have no arms and legs. The world knows Nick has no arms and legs, but they will never take away the beauty of my eyes. Here, this is the best quotation. He did not have hands and legs, but he had a good, powerful eyes. With those eyes, he can see all the world. The eyes are very useful. Then he can visible all the nature perfectly. I wanted to concentrate on something good that I had. That means he wanted to use his eyes perfectly and memorize the pictures and get good knowledge from those pictures. Next, another paragraph. The challenges in our lives are there to strengthen strong idea of the of Nick. Anji. The challenges in our lives. Here the challenges are troubles. The troubles in our lives are there to strengthen our convictions. Convictions means beliefs. We have to strengthen our beliefs and aims. Then they become difficulties and they are become challenges. They are not there to run over us. They are not kill us, said Nick. In 1990, Nick won the Australian Young Citizen of the Year award for his bravery and perseverance. Perseverance means help. Bravery means courage. And once I was in a car and a girl at a traffic lights was looking at me interestingly. It was one humor incident of Nick in his life. She could only see my head, and so I decided to do a 360-degree spin in the car seat to freak her out. Her face was like, wow, what is going on? She sped off really quickly. Here, it is a humorous situation in the life of Nick. When Nick was traveling in a car, a girl saw him. His eyes were very good and head were very, face was very handsome. That's why the girl was looking at Nick very interestingly. She saw his only head. Then Nick decided this is very fault. She was seeing only my face, so I want to show my full body. So he decided to turn in 360 degree spin in the car seat. Then she she feared to see his torso body. Freak out means make fear. Then her face was like, wow, what is going on? And went away from that space place quickly. Speed off means here its past tense was given. Speed off, sped off, sped off. Nick began traveling the world, and in 2008 he went to Hawaii and met a surfing master. This is another part, important part in the life of Nick. He went to Hawaii. For what purpose? He went to Hawaii to meet a surfing master. Her name was Bethany Hamilton. He wanted to learn surfing. That's why he went to Hawaii and met Bethany Hamilton. In this part, you will get so many questions. Who was the what was the name of surfing master? Bethany Hamilton. Where was Bethany Hamilton living? Bethany Hamilton lived in Hawaii. Why did Nick go to Hawaii? Nick went to Hawaii to meet surfing master Bethany Hamilton. What is the reason of Bethany Hamilton to admit him in her school? She was amazing to see Nick. She taught Nick how to surf, and Nick was terrified at first, but once Nick got up there, it felt absolutely fantastic. He learned surfing in good manner. He caught some waves pretty well. Nick quickly learned how to do the 360-degree spins on his board feet, a feat that got him on the cover of Surfer magazine within 48 hours. After learning 48 hours of surfing, he made a miracle. A newspaper magazine came and took his photograph and published his photo on the magazine. But Nick has a very low center of gravity, so he has got pretty good balance. For making this miracle, the main idea is that he has a low center of gravity. That's why he easily spin his body over the sea waves with the boat. He has visited different countries all over the world. He is a football fan and a motivational speaker, and he has traveled to over 24 countries, speaking to groups of people up to 1 lakh, 1 lakh 10,000 people. He gave motivational speeches in good manner. All the people were attracted to his speeches. He moved to Los Angeles in 2007 and planned to continue to travel the world. In 2009, he visited South America and the Middle East also. In 2008, he met Kane Miyahara. It is a good name in the life of Nick. Kane Miyahara, a beautiful young girl. Her mother was a Mexican and her father was a Japanese. Attend to that meeting in 2009, where Nick was the guest speaker in Texas. Kanye was attracted to Nick's message. From that time, They were in touch with each other to share their ideas on giving hope to the needy, and they became close friends. Now we can read back the summary. Here, Kane Miyahara. She was a beautiful girl. Her mother was a Mexican, father was a Japanese. She attended the meeting of Nick and heard the speech of Nick in Texas. Here, the word Texas is very important. We have to remind it. It may be asked in question. In which speech of Nick, Miyahara was attracted to Nick at what place? In which meeting? Then you have to remind it. It is Texas. In Texas meeting, spiritual meeting, Kane Miyahara attended the meeting and was attracted to the speech of Nick. Wow. Who was Kane Miyahara? Kane Miyahara was a beautiful girl. Her mother was Mexican and father was Japanese. We have to remind them. Finally, they became friends. Later, they fell in love and their engagement happened in August 2011. Here, the word engagement. Engagement means putting the ring to bride and bridegroom is called engagement. Nick has no hands, so Nick put the engagement ring on Kane's finger with his mouth, then said the most beautiful words every girl wants to hear coming out of her man's mouth, "Baby, I love you." By putting the ring to the finger of Kane Miyahara, he said, "Baby, I love you." Nick and Kane got married on February 12th, 2012, and on February 13th, 2013, they were blessed with a baby of a healthy baby with full body. Here, within 1 year, they gave birth to a healthy baby. They feared that the baby may be a disabled person, but luckily, with the bless of God, they got a healthy baby. Nick and Kane wrote an inspirational book. The book name was Love Without Limbs. Together, and it was published in 2014. Here you may get a question. What was the book name written by Nick and Kane? The book name was Love Without Limits. Next. If I fail, I try again and again and again. This is the first and last message of Nick. In his meetings, Nick used to say, "If I fail, I try again and again." About you, if you fail, are you going to try again? నేను ఒకసారి ఓడిపోతే మళ్ళీ లేచి నిలబడి మళ్ళీ ప్రయత్నిస్తుంటాను. కింద పడినా లేచి మళ్ళీ మళ్ళీ ప్రయత్నిస్తూనే ఉంటాను. మరి మీరు పడితే మీరు మళ్ళీ లేచి ముందుకు వెళ్ళడానికి ప్రయత్నిస్తారా? The human spirit can handle much worse than we realize. It matters how you are going to finish. Are you going to finish strong? Said Nick. ఏ వ్యక్తి అయినా సమస్యలను హ్యాండిల్ చేయటంలోనే ఉంటుంది. ఎన్ని ట్రబుల్స్ అధిగమించి వెళ్ళగలిగితే అతను అంత గట్టిపడి స్ట్రాంగ్ అయ్యి గొప్పవాడు అవుతాడు. మనం ఏ విధంగా ఫినిష్ చేశాము అన్నది చాలా ముఖ్యం. ఉమ్, మరి ఆర్ యు గోయింగ్ టు ఫినిష్ స్ట్రాంగ్? మొదట్లో ఎన్ని ఇబ్బందులు వచ్చినా చివరికి సక్సెస్ సాధించడమే మానవుడి యొక్క లక్షణము అని నిక్ చెప్తూ ఉండేవాడు. I tell people to keep on getting up when they fall and to always love themselves, he said. జీవితంలో ఓటమి సాధారణం. ఆ ఓటమి నుంచి గెలుపు మార్గంలో నడవటమే తమ తమ్ము తాము ప్రేమించుకోవటానికి, తమ జీవితాన్ని ప్రేమించుకోవటానికి అలవాటు చేసుకున్న వాడు ఖచ్చితంగా గొప్పవాడు అవుతాడు. ఇఫ్ ఐ can encourage if I can encourage just one person, then my job in this life is done. నేను ఒక వ్యక్తిని మంచి మార్గం వైపు నడిపించగలిగితే, అతని చెడు దృక్పథాన్ని మార్చేసి గొప్పవాణ్ణి చేయగలిగితే నా జీవితం ధన్యమైనట్టుగా భావిస్తాను అని నిక్ తన ఉపన్యాసాల్లో చెప్తూ ఉంటాడు. Now we go to glossary. Glossary means meanings. It is a skateboard, a short, narrow board with small wheels at each end, which you stand on and ride as a sport. Surf, to take part in the sport of riding on waves on a surfboard. సముద్రపు అలల మీద ఒక చెక్కలాగా పెట్టుకొని స్పీడ్గా వెళ్ళటానికి ప్రయత్నించడమే సర్ఫింగ్ అని అంటుంటారు. టోర్సో మీన్స్ ద మెయిన్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద బాడీ, నాట్ ఇంక్లూడింగ్ ద హెడ్, ఆర్మ్స్ అండ్ లెగ్స్. ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. టోర్సో మీన్స్ తల ఉండదు, కాళ్ళు ఉండవు, చేతులు, కేవలం మొండెము ఉంటుంది. ఆ పార్ట్ను టోర్సో అంటారు. మెడికల్ ట్రైనింగ్లో ఇస్తుంటారు. గుండె ఆగిపోతున్న వ్యక్తిని ఎలా చేయాలి, వాటిని గుండెను ఒత్తడం చేయడానికి అది బాడీని చూపిస్తుంటారు. ఆ ప్లాస్టిక్ డివైజ్ను టోర్సో అంటారు. హియర్ నిక్ వాస్ ఏ పార్షియల్లీ టోర్సో బికాజ్ హీ హ్యాడ్ head. He did not have legs and arms, but he had head. Chicken drumstick, the lower part of the leg of a chicken or other bird that is cooked and eaten as food. మరి ఇది చికెన్, కోడి చిన్నపిల్లల యొక్క కాళ్ళు, లేకపోతే ఏ పక్షి అయిన కాళ్ళు వేళ్ల మధ్యన అతుకు వేసిబడి ఉంటుంది, వెబ్లాగా ఉంటుందన్నమాట. అది చాలా రుచిగా ఉంటుంది. దాన్ని రకరకాలుగా కూరల్లో తయారు చేసుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. మనం మునక్కాయలు అవి వేసుకుని తింటాం చూడండి, అలా ఉంటుంది. మల్టీపర్పస్గా దాన్ని యూజ్ చేయటాన్ని చికెన్ డ్రమ్ స్టిక్ అంటారు. డ్రమ్ స్టిక్ అంటే మునక్కాయ. చికెన్లో కూడా డ్రమ్ స్టిక్ వేసి తింటూ ఉంటారు కొంతమంది. క్లబ్ ఏ హెవీ స్టిక్ విత్ వన్ ఎండ్ థిక్కర్ దాన్ ద అదర్. ఒక కర్ర ఒకవైపున వెడల్పుగా ఉంటుంది. ఇంకొక అర్థం క్లబ్ అంటే సంఘము అనేది కూడా ఉంటుంది, అది కాదు. హియర్ ఏ హెవీ స్టిక్. అడ్వర్సిటీ మీన్స్ ఏ డిఫికల్ట్ ఆర్ unpleasant situation. We have to overcome our adversity. Perseverance, the quality of continuing to try to achieve a particular aim in spite of so many difficulties. Despite means in spite of. Despite వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఆఫ్ రాయకూడదు. ఇన్స్పైట్ ఆఫ్ వస్తుంది. పక్కన ఖచ్చితంగా నౌను ఉండాలి. డిఫికల్టీస్ ఇన్స్పైట్ ఆఫ్ కానీ డిస్పైట్ కానీ వచ్చినప్పుడు వెంటనే నౌను ఉంటుంది. ఒకవేళ నౌన్ కాకుండా అడ్జెక్టివ్ ఉన్నట్టయితే బీయింగ్ అనే పదంతో రాసి చేయవలసి ఉంటుంది. దే విల్ బి డిస్కస్డ్ ఇన్ గ్రామర్ పార్ట్. నెక్స్ట్, హియర్ some questions. Tick, joke, Nick. What does it refers to? It refers to small foot on his left hip. It refers to small foot of the left hip of Nick. How does it help him? It refers to small foot or of Nick's left leg. Helped him helps him to type the matter on the computer to play football, etc., and also swimming and surfing. His parents decided not to send him to a special school. Was Nick happy about the parent decisions? This is the question. In the beginning, Nick was unhappy because he feared that maybe bullying and troubling by his classmates. What do you think about this decision? In my opinion, I think it was a good decision by his parents to Nick. How did Nick parents help him to become independent? Nick's parents helped Nick to become independent. His father was a computer programmer. He taught him how to surf and how to type on the computer. His mother was a nurse. She invented a plastic device to hold a pen or a pencil with his mouth. They arranged a electrical wheelchair also. They arranged some persons to take care of the Nick. These are the workings of Nick's parents to make Nick an independent person. Pick out the symptoms of Nick's depression. Do you think his depression was normal or something unique about him? Give reasons for your opinion. Yes, Nick was in depression. In his childhood days, he was bullying and troubled by his friends. He was teased by his classmates. They called him a handicapped person. Uh, they asked him to run with them. So he was unable to do those deeds. That's why he was in a depression. With that depression, he want to make suicide. Which incidents in the test is funny? What makes it funny? The girl who was observing Nick at a car in a car. She liked the face of the Nick, but Nick showed his body with in 360 degrees. Then the girl was afraid and sped off from that place. The incident was so funny. What made Nick choose Bethany Hamilton as his teacher to learn surfing? Nick chose Bethany Hamilton as his teacher to learn surfing because she was also a disabled person. Her left hand was bitten by a shark. That's why he chose Bethany Hamilton as his teacher in learning surfing. Which aspect of Nick's physical condition helps him to do a 360-degree spins? Nick's body has a low center of gravity. With that physical condition helped him to do a 360-degree spin. What are the distinct features of the test? List them. Oh, there are so many important points. Nick was a torso. At, in the beginning, he was depressed, and in depression, he wanted to make suicide. With the help of his parents and the teacher Bethany Hamilton, he became an independent person and studied very well. He married a beautiful girl, and with her help, he gave a birth to a healthy baby. Those are the important points. The main point is the article of a disabled man changed his life. He overtake his decision of suicide and try to live happily and give motivation to other disabled person. Here some points. I realized why God has made us like this to give hope to others. This here I refers to Nick. Nick understood that God made the disabled person to give hope to others. It is a motivation. I wanted to concentrate on something good that I had. These are the words of Nick. Nick was satisfied with with his mental balance and his beautiful eyes. He did not think about his legs and arms. I tell people to keep on getting up when they fall and to always love themselves. These words tells about the motivational power of Nick. He encouraged disabled persons to move forward even though they failed in their life. If I can change just one person, then my job is in this life is done. Next.
Negative thought అంటారు. పాజిటివ్ నెగటివ్. గుడ్ హ్యాబిట్స్ ను పాజిటివ్ అంటారు, చెడు ఉన్న వాటిని నెగటివ్ అని అంటారు. ఆప్టిమిస్టిక్, దిస్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అడ్జెక్టివ్. ఆప్టిమిస్టిక్, ద పర్సన్ వన్ హూ ఆల్వేస్ థింక్ అబౌట్ గుడ్ థింగ్స్ ఇన్ ద ఫ్యూచర్ లైఫ్. రాబోయే జీవితం బాగా ఉంటుంది, అంతా మంచి జరుగుతుంది అనుకునే వాడిని ఆప్టిమిస్టిక్ అని చెప్పి అంటారు. నెక్స్ట్, పెసిమిస్టిక్, ఏ పర్సన్ హూ ఆల్వేస్ థింక్ about bad things and bad things will be happened in the future. That is the quality of a pessimistic person. It is negative to optimistic, generous, kind, and helping nature. Nervous means feared, confident, strong person, smart, beautiful. Sociable means who the person who mingle with other person and makes friendship happily. Cowardly means timid, పిరికివాడు. Courageous, strong persons. He did not fear about mean thoughts. Reliable, నమ్మదగిన, trustworthy person. Independent, the person one who stands on his legs and also about on his intelligence. Dependent, the person one who always rely on others for livelihood is called dependent. Obedient, obedient వినమ్రత కలిగి ఉండటం. The person who listens the words of others and think whether he has to done or not is called obedient. Trusting, he believes the other person's. Valiant means strong person.
They are the good qualities. The last one, self-centered, స్వార్థపూరితమైనటువంటి వ్యక్తి. It is a negative quality. Arrogant, proud person. తనకు ఉన్న అధికారంతో పెద్ద తెలివిగలవాడు అనుకోవటాన్ని arrogant అంటారు. సర్కాస్టిక్, ఇతరుల మీద జోకులు వేస్తూ ఇతరులను హింసించే ప్రయత్నం చేసేవాడిని సర్కాస్టిక్ అంటారు. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ బ్యాడ్ హ్యాబిట్. క్వారల్సమ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో ఏ నెగటివ్ క్వాలిటీ. హీ మేక్స్ అదర్ పర్సన్స్ టు మేక్ అదర్స్ ఎనిమీస్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ క్వారల్సమ్. ఇతరుల మధ్య తగులాటలు పెట్టి చేసే వ్యక్తిని క్వారల్సమ్ అంటారు. రూడ్, బ్యాడ్ బిహేవియర్. క్రియేటివ్, సృజనాత్మక శక్తి కలిగి ఉండటం. స్టబ్బారన్, మొండి, నేను చెప్పినట్టే జరగాలి, నేను చెప్పినట్టే నడవాలి అనే మనస్తత్వం ఉండటం వెరీ వెరీ బ్యాడ్ హ్యాబిట్. ఇప్పుడు ఈ మధ్య జగన్కు అది ఉంది అంటున్నారు, అది మొండి కాదు నా అభిప్రాయంలో. లేజ్, ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో నెగటివ్. పాంపస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ఏ నెగటివ్ క్వాలిటీ. హీ ఆల్వేస్ ఫీల్స్ that he is the great person, he is the monarch to that area. Level-headed means the person, one who change his mind according to the situation. దుర్మార్గుడితో మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు దుర్మార్గంగానే మాట్లాడతాడు, మంచి వాళ్ళతో దాన్ని లెవెల్ హెడెడ్ అని చెప్పి. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ గుడ్ క్వాలిటీ. హియర్ we can see positive quality in Nick. Nick is optimistic, Nick is generous, Nick is confident and smart and sociable person. He is courageous and reliable and independent. He is obedient, trusting and valiant. He is not a self-centered person. He was a creative person. He wanted to learn some more యాక్టివిటీస్. సర్ఫ్ నేర్చుకున్నాడు, ఫుట్బాల్ నేర్చుకున్నాడు, ఇంకా ఏదేదో నేర్చుకోవాలనే ప్రయత్నం చేయటం క్రియేటివ్నెస్. దీస్ ఆర్ ది గుడ్ క్వాలిటీస్ ఆఫ్ నిక్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ ఇన్ దిస్ పార్ట్. నెక్స్ట్ టేబుల్. హియర్ ద పాజిటివ్. ఇన్ స్పైట్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ డిజబిలిటీ, నిక్ హ్యాస్ బికమ్ గ్రేట్. పాజిటివ్. తను వికలాంగుడిగా ఉన్నప్పటికీ ఏమాత్రం ధైర్యం కోల్పోకుండా అతను గొప్పవాడు అవటంలో ఉంది. నెక్స్ట్, హీ ఈజ్ ఆప్టిమిస్టిక్. ఇన్ ద బిగినింగ్ హీ వాజ్ పెసిమిస్టిక్, చచ్చిపోదాం అనుకున్నాడు. బట్ హీ ఈజ్ ఆప్టిమిస్టిక్. హీ లెర్న్డ్ సో మెనీ థింగ్స్ అండ్ హీ వాంటెడ్ టు బికమ్ ఏ మోటివేటర్ టు గివ్ హోప్ టు అదర్ disabled person. Next, he is a courageous person. Even though he was a disabled person, he tried to learn surfing, playing football, all swimming. All these are difficult things. He needs some courage. So he is a valiant and other person. He is a creative idea. He wrote a book. All these qualities explained in this table. Next. Here you have to note some activities and qualities. Sulen is a word about a person who always troubles the other person. He teases and bullying and criticizing others. Next, sneaky. It is also a negative quality. He always make others to trouble other persons. Both are negative. Exuberant is also a negative quality. Next, bossy. It is also negative quality. Cautious, positive quality. Next, imaginative, highly thinking and creativity. It is also quality. Observant, positive quality. Enthusiastic, positive quality. Outgoing, positive quality. Hearty, negative quality. Slovenly, negative quality. Obnoxious, negative quality. Stingy, negative quality. Idealistic, positive quality. Affable, positive quality. All these qualities will be given in examination. They will give 8 words and pick out the positive qualities and negative qualities. Next, aggressive. That means always angry. కాటు పోటీ పడే మనస్తత్వం ఉండటం,